pew pew! Seek the heat!
Hello. I've been expecting you. Welcome to episode 2 of Blurpi's blog, where I talk about Dota, myself, gaming, editing, and just about anything in between. In today's episode, I will be answering the questions that you have submitted over the past week, and I will be talking a little about the Diretide event as well. Mainly about the Sugar Rush Hall of Fame and my overall impression of the event. Q&A time. Question 1 comes from XD Raiden, and he asks me, what's the story behind the nick Blurpi? The story behind the nickname Blurpi is actually quite a long story. I'm gonna keep it short. It all started back when I was around 14. I was playing a lot of StarCraft Brood War with my cousin. I wanted to play it a lot more than he did. He got so tired of me nagging on him to play all the time. He started making up ridiculous nicknames to use for every game we played. For one game, he used the nickname Blurplurp, which he just like picked out of thin air, and I thought that was such a ridiculously cool nickname, even though he made it for fun. So I took it and started using it myself. He didn't really mind, he just thought it was funny. And the nickname Blurplurp stuck. I used it for like every online alias and games for a few years until I started Dota. I used the nickname Blurplurp for the first few weeks before I met the Clan Rimmed guys, which I played like the first 2 years of Dota. I only played with those people, and I still play with some of them. And you might recognize the nicks from the first iDota 1 and 2 videos, like Texas, Poikan, Cool Jimb, Deg, and a lot of other people. But just a few days after starting to play with those guys, I realized that a lot of people had troubles spelling the name right. I didn't want that to be an issue, so I tried to think of a way to shorten it, to make it easier to write, easier to read, and easier to speak and pronounce. So I just removed the end part, the lerp, and replaced it with an I, just to like make it more distinguishable and a little more cutesy than the Blurplurp version. And from there on, I've been Blurpi in everything I've done. I have from time to time used variations of it, like for a brief time I moved the I in front so it said iBlurp instead of Blurpi, and I used that for a few months, but that was just playing around with the nickname. When I started playing Dota 2, I used the alteration Blurronized for quite a while because I was so bad when I came back to play Dota 2. I didn't want people to recognize me and tell me like, oh, you're Blurpi and you're so bad at Dota. So I used a different nickname, but now I'm using my standard nickname Blurpi for every game I play. Question 2 comes from a user named Snowslide91, and he says, hey Andreas, tell us more about yourself. Are you studying? Do you have a job? And what do you do besides gaming? Cheers. A lot of the information about myself is available on my website. Just click the link right here. There you can read about me, what inspires me to edit, where I get my creativity, and so on. You can get a lot more in-depth info there. It's a lot of information, so I'm not gonna read through it here on the blog. If you just click the link, you can read everything for yourself. But to quickly answer the questions, I'm not studying right now. I was studying in a motion graphics design school for the past year. I do not currently have a job. And besides gaming, I enjoy the usual things that everyone enjoys: hanging with friends, going on a party once in a while, and bartending. Third question comes from user named Mr. Super Duper Morton, and he asks, do you have any plans to do Dota 2 top 5/10 plays in the future? There's a quick answer to that: no. I do not plan on making any kind of top plays of the week series. There's already a lot of them out there. Dota Cinema has one, Vodota or Voodooda, I don't really know how to pronounce it, has one, Hexor is doing one, and I think Helical is doing one as well. There's so many of the top plays of the week series. I'm not gonna bother trying to make another because there's no need for it. I'm gonna stick to making my videos in the way I have made them in the past and just keep my iDota series going. Next question comes from a user named Yasomzozer. He says, Blurpi, my question is, will you ever come back to videos of Dota 1? Sad face. And there's a quick answer to that as well. And that is no. I will not make more Dota 1 videos. The transition has been made and it's permanent. I will probably never look back to Dota 1 and make videos or play it again, simply because Dota 2 is doing such a great job of preserving the feeling of Dota from Dota 1. And I'm pretty sure that Dota 2 is here to stay. Dota 1 will fade out. It's sad, yes, but it's the way things progress. The Big Boo says, why did you hide your old videos? Even though they are from Dota 1, they are still really nice videos and it would be nice to be able to see them again. This is just one of the people that has been asking me this, and the answer to that is that I've applied for a YouTube gaming network partnership and I can't have videos that has copyright issues on them, and all of my older videos had copyright issues with them. All the music that I used in my older videos, I wasn't allowed to use that music, and if I'm going to join a network for a partnership, I can't have those videos on my channel. But don't worry, I'm probably going to create a second channel where I'm going to upload all my older videos and keep that channel to itself, to the side, outside of like the network or anything that I'm doing in the future, but you will still be able to watch all of my older videos there. I will be working on it like the next week or the week after that, so don't worry, they're not gone forever. Next question's from 8ball1 Panda. He or she says, why did you make a long pause 2 years from making videos? And did you watch the International too? And if so, what's your favorite team? The reason for my pause was basically because for the first few months after I released Blurpi's Tale, I started playing World of Warcraft pretty seriously, and this took up a lot of my time, so I didn't have time for Dota or make Dota videos. And after a few months, I started editing on Dota 4, which was supposed to be a Dota 1 video, but then I got accepted into this school, the motion graphics school, where I've been for the past year, and I wasn't able to make any Dota videos while attending to that school because I had other things to prioritize. That's pretty much the 2 years that I've been gone. And regarding the International 2, yes, I watched it. I followed most of the games when they were broadcasting live. Regarding my favorite team, if I had to pick a team during the International, I was rooting for Navi throughout the tournament. They had such creative way of playing, the way they pick random unexpected heroes and try out crazy stuff all the time. It's really enjoyable to watch them play. But it's not like it was a clear favorite. I just think they're a really cool team to watch. So here's a question from QRG. If Valve offered you a partnership where you could do official work with the Dota franchise, whether marketing through these videos or working on the actual game, would you do it and hop on the big scale? Yes. I would love to work with Dota 2 officially as some former representative or associate or employee of Valve or the Dota team or under IceFrog or like anything that can help me grow professionally within the scene. So yes, definitely yes. The last question is from username MegaZisco. He says, Blurp, I have a replay, I wanna be in the next video. How can I send you the replay? It's simple, just click the link to my website. There should be a big button that says submit on the top bar. Just click it, fill out the form, and the replay will be sent to me and I can watch it. Just to remember, and this is a note to everyone that submits replays to me, if you submit a replay to me, don't submit it to like Dota Cinema's top 10 or to Voodoo's top 10 or to anyone else, because it's really frustrating to receive a really good scene, record it, put it in the video, and you edit it and you add all these cool effects, and I work on the scene a lot, and then I check Dota Cinema's top 10 and I see the scene in there. I can't use it anymore because people will already have seen it. So there's no point of me including it in my video. Please don't submit your scenes to anyone else if you want to submit them to me. If you're gonna submit them to Dota Cinema top 10, then by all means submit them to Dota Cinema top 10, but don't send them to me as well, because that's just gonna waste my time into looking at your replay and possibly putting down even more time into working on it. Then I can't use it. It happened to a few scenes in Dota 4 that I had added, but then I had to remove them because I saw them in the top 10s. Please think of that when you're submitting scenes to me. So, my thoughts on Diretide. At first, it was really fun, it was chaotic and it was hectic. People were running around like crazy, everyone was insta-picking up all the candy they found, and they had like, everyone was running around with 1 health, and Zeus would ulti and they would die, and everyone picks anti-mage and blinks into the bucket, and everyone picks centaur, and it was chaos, but it was really fun. Then everyone started to play really passive and really cheesy. After the first day or so, everyone started picking Meepo and Phantom Lancer, which were really buggy back then, and it wasn't really fun to play, neither with or against those heroes. So I just gave up on playing public Diretides. Then the whole thing about the golden Roshan's came. Someone managed to sell it or had an offer of like $1,000, and this was all over the Dota 2 Reddit, and everyone became obsessed with the golden Roshan's. Everyone tried to beat the Sugar Rush Hall of Fame record to get the golden Roshan, and people were developing new strategies and new ways to kill Roshan, and they used the game mechanics in clever ways. The Cycle 2 record, which was 30 seconds, was made with physical DPS setup. That record is the most surprising so far, because it's not very good. It's so easily beatable, but people didn't bother back then because they didn't know how valuable the golden Roshan really was. And then for Cycle 3, everyone started doing the pudge strategy. I was one of the first who posted on the Dota 2 Reddit that I was gonna try it. It was originally intended to stack minus armor and have pudge right-click Roshan. It was soon discovered that it would be much more effective with the Ethereal Blade to just one-shot him with it. Someone asked me in the YouTube comments if I actually spent 7 hours in a game to get the Sugar Rush Hall of Fame record for killing Roshan. I also made a video about it. And yes, I spent 7 hours in a game to get that record. And I also spent another 7 hours on like 5 more games because someone beat our record and we wanted to beat the record again. But I started playing the public Diretide again with the fixes to the heroes. It's more fun now again. I still don't like it when people pick anti-mage. It's such a lame hero to have in Diretide, and if you pick it, it's no fun for either team. Yes, of course, the team with anti-mage will probably win because his blink is just too powerful, and his survivability as well. You just can't stop him properly from farming the candy. All in all, the Diretide has been a great event. Big thanks to Valve for putting time and effort into making a fun event like this, to give us something else than just a regular game mode for a while. I'm not sure if the Diretide mode is going to stay when the event ends. A possible theory or an idea would be that the mode stays, but you don't get any items of it anymore, so that you can play the game mode, but people wouldn't play it so much like they do right now, because now they play it for the items basically, and of course it's fun. It gives like a guaranteed item every game, possibly 2, which is ridiculous. You can let the game mode stay but remove the items. Just an idea. For the next week's episode of the vlog, I don't have a specific plan for it. I'm probably going to talk about my next video project, which most likely is going to be Dota 5, but it's not set in stone yet. I'm going to decide by the next episode what my next video project, and I will announce it in the vlog. But other than that, nothing really planned for the next episode. I will just like talk, rant, and discuss Dota, I guess. Talking about what's up, if something has happened. But that's it for this week's episode. Thank you for watching. My name is Andreas Blurpi Andersson.